What's up, guys? It is JZNES back again with another video. Today we're here to talk about lots of games, actually. We're here to talk about 2020 as a whole in terms of video games that I played. And video games that I beat, actually, is really the theme. I know last year it was kind of like video games I played just so I could specifically add in Ring Fit Adventure. Well, you know, but this year it's going to be more about just the games that I beat, you know, which is what I did last year anyway. But this video is sponsored by Hardee's. I'm just kidding. It's not. Not at all. It's not sponsored. Anyway, 2020, what a year. Everyone fucking hated it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest year or whatever, but, you know, I had a good time. Especially when it came to video games. There was a lot of great video games that I played this year. A lot of really impactful video games. Even just in my life, it was alright. You know, it wasn't so bad. I mean, yeah, it could have been a lot fucking better, but, you know, I'll take what I can get, so keeping it positive for 2020. That's that JZNES positivity right there. But yeah, like, could have been a lot worse, I think. I mean, a lot of bad things happened in the world and whatnot. But we're not here to talk about that. We're actually here to talk about video games. And also, I want to talk about the channel. I mean, we reached 100 subscribers this year. So that's a pretty big milestone. I loved doing that big video. A lot of people apparently really liked that too. Yeah, so it's a whole room tour series now. I beat 30 games, so that's pretty good. 30 games is a lot. Last year I only beat like 20 or something, so I upped myself by 10 there. And it's not even that. It's like I beat more than 30 games. I definitely beat like probably like 40 to 50 games. There were replay episodes in there, which is like, you know, the games that I've already beat before. But I've beaten 30 new games-ish for the games from my backlog. You know, I've beaten 30 of those. So, and most of them are new. But we'll get to that in a minute, you know, remakes and whatnot. So, yeah, but it was a fairly good year overall. I think I really kind of reached where I wanted to be with the reviewing format and whatnot. I just feel really natural with it now. Just, you know, the camera set up and all of that. It's just like, it's all good now, and I really like that. I got the music going there. That's fun. Isn't perfect, but, you know, I like it. I like where we're at right now. I think everything's pretty good in terms of the channel and whatnot. Yeah, I can always get better, but for now, we're on a steady pace. I released a video like every single fucking week for months. I don't know, maybe the whole year. Let's take a look. I mean, it was at least weekly videos back to I don't know, pretty much the whole year. I mean, I think there was like a little gap there where I did it, but or maybe like near the beginning of the year, but consecutively since like maybe April or something, I've been releasing weekly videos, whether they be a video game review or not. Most of them were video game reviews. There was the odd book review in there, like Ready Player One and the Ready Player 2 review. Let's check out some of the other ones. What else did I do? We did like a Rayman retrospective, so it's kind of like a review of that game. It's just like a memory kind of thing. That was good. The Persona 4 video. My living decks, that was pretty cool. I reviewed the DLC for the Pokemon, so it's kind of like, it's not really a backlog gem kind of game, so it's not going to be on the list. So I guess honorable mention to that. I was like, okay, because I'm on a playlist here. I'm like, oh shit. You know, stuff like, I don't know, and then there's all the replay stuff, and then like the Metal Gear Solid stuff, and yeah. You know, pretty much consistently, like, other than like 5 videos, it's been like, is that 5 videos? I don't know. Like a handful of videos, it's been consistently game reviews Um, if not of old games, then of new games. And honestly, some of my replay videos mean more to me than some of these new games that I've been playing. Not that the new games don't mean something. Um, but obviously my Tomba video means a lot more to me than fucking Beyond Two Souls or some shit. Or like the Last Guardian video. Like I'm really glad I got that done, that Tomba video. That's probably one of my like favorite videos that I've done. I'm really proud of that because I just feel like I really concisely put together like all the things that that game not only means to me, but also like all the things mechanically I like about it, and I like the music and all that kind of, you know, I talked about everything I kind of wanted to talk about. I mean, I could talk about so much more about it, but I feel like I really did get almost everything out about the game, and I thought that was really cool and real special to me that I was able to do that, you know? So, yeah, so it's just a lot of, like, milestones and really cool stuff like that for the channel this year. Played a lot of really great games with my friend, Jameson, again. Like, we beat, like, Parasite Eve and, I don't know, fucking some other great games like that. I'm trying to think. We beat Conquer together, which we'll talk about here in a bit. But, yeah, some other games like that. But anyway, just some good times with that too. So, you know, sharing the video game love there. So yeah, basically, let's get on to the games. Let's do it, you know? Let's talk about some fucking games. I don't know what else to preamble about, but it's been a good year in terms of video games. I beat 30 games. Let's talk about those 30 games. Let's get on to the first track here. Alright. Number 30. We're talking about The Last Guardian, the least good new game I played this year. And just barely, too, because I feel like what was wrong with this game is it had some potential, but it really missed the mark. It was just a really, really dull game in terms of, like, compared to the other two, especially Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, which I actually played leading up to this. I actually played those last year, I believe, kind of late in the year. Actually, I should just put that up there. Let's take a look here. I know I played those last year at some point to kind of lead up to, yeah, so like, yeah, almost near the end of the year there. Where's the Shadow of the Colossus one? Oh yeah, it's right after there. Kind of near the end of the year there. Oh, actually, it was in July. They're just near the end of the videos of the year. I didn't put up, I guess, that many reviews and videos last year compared to this year. Like, geez. All right. So anyway, Last Guardian there. Really disappointing follow-up to the previous two titles, and yeah, the gameplay wasn't that great. I mean, that was probably the best part of it. But it gets really repetitive after a while, and there's just, like, nothing new happening, and you're always just... There's nothing clever, really, about it. It's just the same thing again and again and again. There's the combat, and then the music's, like, whatever. It's just such a mediocre sort of experience. And it almost feels like an unfinished game. I think we've talked about that. That was probably what I said in the review, too. It just... You know... I don't know. It feels like missed potential. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna try to say it a lot, but I'm gonna say it now, just as a general, like, what do you call it? Like a whatever. You know what I mean? Like a little warning here. Not a warning, but like a disclaimer. That's what it is. Disclaimer. I've reviewed all of these games already. That's in my Gems from the Backlog series. So you can go back and watch every single review to hear more in depth what I have to say about it. So these are just kind of like mini reviews to kind of show all of the games side by side. So The Last Guardian, one of the least good games I played this year, just because it's such a big missed potential. There wasn't really a lot going on in the game. I kind of felt like I wasted my time a little bit because it just wasn't anything really happening. I mean, there was some good... The story was, like, okay. I don't know. It was just totally mediocre game. Didn't really care for it. Yeah, just didn't feel very good that game. So, yeah, disappointing. All right, is this Yep, cool. We're rolling right into it. Next, we're talking about Beyond Two Souls. Here at the bottom one here, not the Heavy Rain. We'll get to that in a bit. But Beyond Two Souls. So this is kind of a divisive game between my friends. I think only like one of them actually likes it. My friend Jameson, he's more on board with it than anybody else. I don't think actually any of the other ones have actually played it. Maybe I'm the only other one who's played it. But I wanted to give it a fair shake because I know that he really liked it. It's kind of a critically panned game, and I can definitely understand why that is, because the game is told in it's a story kind of game, like all these David Cage games. It's a story kind of game where it's told out of order, though. It's chronologically not in order as like a stylistic choice or something. So the narrative is just super fucking confusing. And you're trying to piece this all together, like, how do these things fit together? Do they even fit together, you know? And it's really hard to, like, see the character arc of a character or characters when you're, like, bouncing around in time to where, like, you're just going to get really confused about what's even going on, you know? And that's the whole game in general, is you just get really confused about what's going on. And then, like, so the control stuff was like really lame. Like in Heavy Rain, for instance, the like quick time sequences or whatever like makes sense. They're quick time events. That's cool. In Beyond Two Souls, like the interface and just like the way that they're trying to get you to do, like they always show you the button for Heavy Rain. On Beyond Two Souls, there was like some weird way that you were just supposed to know what button to press or something. I think something like that. I don't remember too well. But I just know there was that kind of stuff. It didn't really show up that often in the game, but like it was really annoying. And then the story being a mishmash was like, eh. There were some good parts to the story. Like I like the part where she's homeless or whatever. That was a really, you know, powerful, I feel like, section of the game. There were some good ones like that. I liked the ending part, and I liked a lot of that stuff. I liked like the Metal Gear section. It was pretty cool. Other than that, though, why am I holding this? God damn it. Other than that, though, it's just like it's a really disappointing game, and it's very boring a lot of the time. It's just not very good. It's an okay game. Like if I had played it in order, it might have been better. I don't know. Like, it's just not really a game that I connect with too heavily. So yeah, not great. It's okay. It's the only game that I've ever given the rating of dud from the backlog. So you can take that as for what it's worth. All right. So, oops. God damn it. Next, we're talking about Inside, another sort of disappointing game. And if you'll notice, this is why I played Inside first, because on the cover here, Inside comes before Limbo, even though Limbo was the game that came before Inside. Not that they're connected, really, but I like to play games in order of the way the developers like made them, or like kind of intended for them to be played. I don't know, just in case like there's some like growth, you can see how the developers like improved their gameplay skills and whatnot, and it's just, there's something really satisfying about playing games in orders like that, or just really within a series. I know this isn't really like a series, but they're kind of like connected, and they're in a package together. So I mean, like, you know, they're very little developers like this. It's like, you know, you put similar games together, and it's like, so I just wanted to play them in order, and I never got the sort of ability to do that because the Inside here is before Limbo. I should just put it up there. I don't know why I keep doing that. Inside there is before Limbo on the packaging, so it made it really confusing. So what's Inside? It's sort of a cinematic like side scroller sort of game, a lot like Limbo, with some puzzle elements and whatnot. The Inside, Inside's whatever. It's like it's an okay version of that. I thought Limbo did that concept a lot better, and it was the originator of that concept. So I mean, like, it was much more fresh and innovative at the time. I liked the gameplay and stuff. I liked, well enough. It was okay. It was an okay kind of gameplay. Obviously, the music is very atmospheric, and I like the visual style and whatnot. But when it comes down to it, I just prefer Limbo, and that's all there really is to it. But it's an okay game. I did a whole review on it. I know, like that's the thing I'm gonna say all the time, but it's true. You should just go check out the review. Cause some of these games I don't really remember super in depth either. I kind of remember it, but like not so much. So Inside didn't really leave that much of an impression, and that should tell you something about the game there. So Inside, that's I should be saying the numbers. That's number 28 there. Last Guardian was number 30, and Beyond Two Souls was number number 29 there. All right, hold on. I'm gonna put this in. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna set it there because then you won't know where it is in the timeline of things. Then again, I don't know where it is, do I? Uh-oh. Can I not put one for... God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the list. Hold on. So, yeah. We got those so far. That's good. Okay. Got it. I will remember that. Actually, I thought I wrote one for that, but whatever. Anyway. So, next game we're talking about... Let's get this fucking boring-y soundtrack off. Talking about Super Castlevania, Super Castlevania 4 there. Pretty decent game. I wasn't in love with a lot of the knockback and the level design and whatnot. I like the game. I don't think I like it quite as much. The control, too, is just a little iffy. I don't really like it as much as, obviously, some of the NES games or some of the people who love this game, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, or just everyone kind of holds this up as one of the greatest like Castlevania games ever. I don't really see that. I don't really feel that. I feel like it's a good Castlevania game. I just don't. It's not for me. It's really not up in the hierarchy of the Castlevania stuff. I mean, for me right now, if we're gonna rank the Castlevania games, it'd probably be like 1, 3. 4, 2, maybe 2 would be above 4. I don't know, man. Like, it might be the least good one I've played so far. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's definitely a better game than the 3 games we've already talked about. This is number 27, by the way. Is that right? 27? Yes, sir. All right, 27. Castlevania 4 there. But yeah, really a pretty decent game. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of really frustrating parts. The parts that really felt very unfair. And I know that's kind of a Castlevania staple and tradition. But there were a lot of parts where it was just like, oh, you're dead now, and that's it. And it's like, you can't do anything about it. Whereas in the other games, I always felt like there was something, as long as I had good reflexes and whatnot, I could always get past whatever point. And I know I'd have to try again and again and again and again and whatnot, but I don't know. This actually felt just a little too unfair in a bad way because of stuff like the level design and the enemy placement and stuff was just trashy sometimes. It was just a little, whatever. But there are like kind of redeeming aspects to the game. I mean, some of the game is good. A good portion of the game is good, and some of the gameplay is really tight. And I like the atmosphere and the graphics. It's a really good looking game for sure. The music is obviously excellent. It does have that Castlevania style. You're playing as Simon Belmont, so that's pretty cool. But everyone always kind of holds it up as a remake to the original Castlevania there. And if it is a remake to that game, which it has a lot of similar elements, if it's a remake to that game, I still prefer the original. I still think Castlevania 1 is a really good NES game. And it's still my favorite Castlevania game to this day, even though it's ridiculously fuck heavy hard. And, you know, but I like that about it. And I like, I don't know, I guess I just like the simplicity of that game. It really is an NES game, you know, the first Castlevania. And I like the third one a lot, but that game's even harder, and it's just ridiculous. That game gets ridiculously hard, and I don't like that. I like a fair enough challenge. You know, and that can be argued, is Castlevania 1 a fair enough challenge or whatnot, but, you know, just saying. Anyway, so this game's pretty good. I definitely, enjoy it enough. It's probably, like, the first, like, actually, like, oh, hey, this is a good game on this, like, list. The other ones are, like, questionably good games, you know. Are they good games? No, they're okay, you know, or bad. Actively bad. But this one, it's pretty good. You know, it's good. Pretty good. Anyway, so there's Castlevania 4. Pretty decent. Now we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 here, which is a really decent sequel to the original Sonic the Hedgehog, which I do not like at all. I think that game is terrible, honestly. It's a very bad game, in my opinion. It's like a 4 out of 10 for me. I never really did a review on it on the channel, but I dog it any chance I get. The original game is not very good. Now, Sonic 2 here, you know, I was really worried about Sonic 2 because I was like, okay, if I don't like the original game, how is Sonic 2 going to come and improve on a lot of the things that the original game, like, did badly? Like, for a game that's all about, you know, going fast and all that, the original game was like, you had to wait for, like, so many fucking platforms. It was just annoying how often you'd have to, like, wait for something to... You'd be, like, swinging on a thing, and you'd have to wait and time your jump perfectly. And it's like, it's not about going faster, you're, like, sitting there waiting for everything. And it's such a tedious game. Sonic 2, like, took a lot of that away and just said, like, no, we're just gonna, like, just go, you know? We're just gonna have fun, this is good. It's got better level design, better, like, enemies and stuff. It's just a better version of, like, classic Sonic there. So, yeah. I don't know. I just like it a lot better. The music is it's like so good. The graphics are like pretty incredible for the time. Definitely a really fucking cool game. Way better than Sonic 1 for sure. Yeah, like I don't know, like a really cool game. Okay, maybe that's a little high praise, but it's definitely a fucking better game than Sonic 1. I'm gonna put it that way. So. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's a good game. Let's put it that way. It is a good game, and you should feel good while playing it. No. Anyway, so yeah, one of the better Genesis games that I've played so far. So Sonic 2, pretty good game. All right, let's go to the next one. What we got? One more Sonic 2. Jam into that. All right. Super Mario Galaxy 2. You know what? Like, I love Super Mario Galaxy 1. It is my favorite Mario game of all time. And especially my favorite 3D Mario game. Favorite, like, Mario platformer game that's a 3D platformer game, that is. Yeah, it's really great. It's fantastic. Really blew me away when I played it last year. So I was expecting kind of a lot from the sequel, and I knew not to expect a lot because everyone always said that. But then half of the people said that, like, don't expect a lot. It feels just like DLC. And then half the people said, like, dude, it's way better than the first one. It's so good, and they're just like jizzing their pants over it or whatever. And I'm just like, I played it. You know, it was all right. Like, it was more of the original, yes. They added Yoshi, which was, like, whatever. Like, it was an okay gimmick. But at the end of the day, Super Mario Galaxy 2, you know, not as memorable as the original, I would say, in my opinion. I liked the original better. I like the storyline of the original better. This game has a stupid storyline. I don't like the Luma guy. He's fucking annoying as shit. The big Luma guy. Don't like him. Don't like that stuff. I mean, like, some of the levels are fine. The only one that even stands out to me, though, is the Fire Ice Galaxy, whatever the fuck that's called, because the little alien guys that, like, stand up there and watch you or whatever. I kind of remember that level. That was probably the best level in the whole game, other than that part where you're, like, you're doing the slide or whatever. Let's get to that. I know that's on this soundtrack. Hold on. When they actually, like, I saw that, like, I remember I mentioned this in the review. I saw that, like I'm like, oh, it's a slide. Wait, dude, what if they play the slide music? They're not going to play the slide music. They won't play the slide music. And then they played it. It fucking played as I was going down the slide. I'm like, holy shit, they're playing the slide music. What the fuck? That's awesome. Oh, yeah, the other best level in the whole game is just a remade level of Super Mario Galaxy, or, sorry, Super Mario 64. The second level in that, Thwomp's Fortress or whatever, is the other best level in this fucking Super Mario Galaxy 2 game. So, like, what the fuck? Like, you should have just remade Super Mario 64, you know, which is funny. So, it's alright. It's a decent enough game. I like it alright. I like it okay. It's fine, you know? It's a fine game. It's an okay follow-up to Super Mario Galaxy, but it's a little bit disappointing because Super Mario Galaxy was so fucking good that this was just more of the same. And not even like a better version of more of the same. It was just some more. A little bit. And it didn't live up to the original, you know? So, I don't know. It was okay. It was pretty good. It's a good game. It's just, it doesn't live up to the original. That's how that is. So, yeah. Alright, next game. Next, we're talking Mass Effect 1. Oh. Why do I keep holding these? I wanna dynamically move the game around or whatever. Mass Effect 1. I liked this game well enough. I liked kind of the... It's not really an open world game, but there's sort of levels throughout like a galaxy. I thought that was kind of cool. But it is open to where you can go to a lot of those right away. There's not a lot to do on a lot of them, but you can like gather resources and stuff. So like, I thought that was pretty cool. I like the kind of the storyline and the Citadel location. Is that what it's called? Like where you go and it's like that whole area. It leads to all the other little areas, and there's a lot of little side quests and whatnot. But it's really not that long of a game. I was really expecting so much more content out of it, but I like sunk in like maybe 30 hours or something, and I did most of the stuff. So it's like, oh, okay. I like how you can kind of customize your character and their sort of storyline. There's a lot of like choices you get to make about who you want to like be with and take on your team and like level up and that kind of thing. Just that's pretty cool. It's just a really decent game overall. I know the sequels are the ones where the game gets like really good, but I thought this was a well enough done game. I had a good time with it. I actually didn't even mind the sections where you're like riding around in the little like the tank or whatever. Which, like, I guess a lot of people don't like that stuff. Yeah, I really liked the game. I thought the music was good. The atmosphere and the graphics and stuff were like pretty cutting edge for the time. So really liked that. Just like the world and stuff. That was really cool. Storyline, yeah, all that was pretty good. So looking forward to the sequels. Mass Effect 1, pretty good, you know? Definitely. Is this still Mass Effect? Oh, it is. I actually put 2 songs in here, wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yep. And now we're going to talk about Limbo, which is a far better game than Inside, in my opinion. I just liked everything better about it. I liked the story better. I liked the puzzles better. I liked the graphical style better. I thought it was cool that it was like in black and white and whatnot. I thought that was neat. Stuff like the spider enemy, just like all sorts of cool little things like that. I think the game was better. It was more puzzly and whatnot. I know, such a thing to say, but better everything, better music, just everything. It was kind of better. It was I really wish I had played that before Inside, but that's not the way the cookie crumbled, you know. So, but I think it's a really cool game, especially for its time, when they weren't really making a lot of games that were like even side scrollers at that point, other than like Nintendo was really raking Mario out for, you know, all he was worth then. That was about the only side scrollers you really had around like 2009 that I can think of anyway. I think that's when Limbo came out, right? Like 2009 or something. Yeah, I don't know. I think it says on here. Anyway, yeah. So it's just especially for the time, it was just a really unique game. I don't know. I just think it's a cool game. Pretty decent thing there. So yeah, not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, you can go check out the review. Probably say more about it then. So Limbo, pretty good. God, I keep forgetting the fucking numbers. Okay. So Limbo, that was number 23. Mass Effect was number 24. Super Mario Galaxy 2 was number 25. Sonic 2 was number 26. Next, we have number 22. Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I don't need to hold this. I can just set this right there. Yeah, look at that. How about that? Alright. Conker's Bad Fur Day, not the original, Live and Reloaded. Sorry, that's the one we're reviewing, or talking about. We're not reviewing it. I mean, we're mini-reviewing it right now, but Conker's Live and Reloaded, which is a slightly better... No, it's definitely the better game between Conker's Bad Fur Day and Conker's Live and Reloaded. Simply for some gameplay tweaks. Graphically, it just looks better. Now, it is like, you get like the censorship or whatever. It's like, whatever. Like, I still think the game is definitely the better version. Just, the one thing, well, not the one thing. There's a lot of things that they could have fixed, is all I'm going to say. And I mentioned this in the review, that like the spinning part at the end, I felt like I had a better grip on that on the N64, even though the controller didn't allow for it quite as well. But I've seen people online do that part like super easy. I don't know what they're doing, but you know, we certainly had a tough time with it. But anyway, oh yeah, by the way, also this is the game that my friend Jameson and I played. So yeah. But I feel like it's a game that hasn't aged as well as it could have. And some of the platforming stuff, it's just some of the stuff is just really excruciating to deal with now. But there are some really good parts to it and whatnot, and so that's pretty good. The humor is definitely on point. That's one of the main charms of the game, is the humor. Can you just like scoot over just a little bit? There you go, buddy. Yeah, that way you're not knocking over the games. Alright, there you go. Good boy. Alright. So, yeah, but the game itself is flawed, but I still feel like it's a good game in a lot of regards. Obviously, the music is good. The graphics, even on the N64, looked really nice. But a lot of the gameplay and the jumping and stuff, I like how it works, but it's like, just some of the level design, and that's going to be a reoccurring thing, is some of the level design was just kind of like infuriating. like the Bats Tower and whatnot. Like, that was dumb. But yeah, like, I don't know, but still a pretty good game at the end of the day. There's just a lot of really, really hard parts to it. And a lot of that is because of it not having aged very well in some regards. But a lot of things have aged really well, so I don't know. It was a cool game, especially for its time. It was definitely a unique and different take for Rare, and I appreciate that they had the balls to do something like Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's a very controversial game for its time, but I still think it's a really good version. It's the best version of that game, so don't listen to the haters. Conker's Live and Reloaded is a good game. Well, I mean, it's a good version of Conker's Bad Fur Day, so if you're going to play the game, play it this way. You don't need the N64 version. Play it this way, so yeah. Pretty decent. Okay. Next we are going to... Okay, so that was number what? Let's find out. That was number 22. Next we're going to number 21. Number 21, we have... Wait, what's this? This little fucking thing? No, I don't have the actual physical game, but as you can see there, that's just Final Fantasy VII. To remind myself to review Final Fantasy VII right now. Or, you know, just talk about it, not review the whole game again. So... Oh wait, where is it? It's not there. Okay. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. Another, it's kind of funny, well, no, it's not really similar to that. It's one of these games that everyone and their mom just loves this game, and they've put it on this pedestal and hold it up as the greatest RPG of all time and all this shit. And I'm just sitting here, like, playing this in 2020, and I'm just like, huh, I mean... It's pretty good, but, like, it's not the greatest RPG ever or anything. There's certainly many, many, many better RPGs, and especially one that we're going to talk about later within the same series. That's a better game in itself. But, you know, at the end of the day, I do like Final Fantasy VII for some things. I like... Final Fantasy VII for its gameplay, which is actually something that a lot of people don't like about the game, is the gameplay. But I think the gameplay of Final Fantasy VII and the materia system is actually kind of a better version of what Final Fantasy VI's, like, what are they, the Esper system had done. So I have to give it the leg up for that. Like, that's something that's better than Final Fantasy VI. But in a lot of other regards, it doesn't hold a candle because it's there's some growing pains getting to the new system, you know. The 3D graphics and all of that looked good for their time, I can imagine. But best looking PS1 game? No, sir. Not even. Somebody told me that once. I think that was Nick or somebody who was like, oh, it's like probably the best looking PS1 game. I was like, hey, come on now. Metal Gear Solid, I'll argue that Tomba looks better, but that's just me. Rayman on PS1, come on. Rayman on PS1 still looks like fucking excellent to this day. Like, I don't know. There's so many games that, like, are better looking. It's not even that. Like, the backgrounds and stuff are fine. Like, that all looks good. It's just, like, the character models, like, oh, they look really bad sometimes, and, you know, that kind of thing. And in battle, they look fine. It's just, like, on the overworld and stuff, and I get it. They had limited ability. This is a really impressive game for the time. I know that. I understand the impact of the game. But it didn't help that things like Eris, you know, dying. Sorry, spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, which isn't even a spoiler because everyone fucking knows that. Everyone fucking knows that at this point. Her dying, that didn't really mean as much to me. I mean, okay, it was kind of an impactful moment, but I was more impacted by what the other characters were feeling about that moment. You know, because I didn't get to use Eris that much. I actually had to, like, level grind her on that wall boss because because she's like one of the ones you have to use on that boss or whatever, the wall, like the demon wall or whatever the fuck. So I had to sit there in this one room and just like run around in circles and like fucking level grind her, because I already knew she was gonna die, so I didn't put any like stock into leveling her up. But then of course they force you to, so it's like, all right, whatever. But the music is really good, I guess. And the only reason I say I guess is because I like this music, but I also really like the music in Final Fantasy VI a lot more, because it's more impactful to me. I can hear this song and I'm like, alright, I get it. I understand what the sadness was. But, dude, this song has nothing on the fucking, every theme in Final Fantasy VI. The Terra theme, the fucking Celeste theme, which is one of the greatest video game themes of all time. The opera scene, the battle music is better than I mean, everything is better. The fucking opening, all of that, you know, everything. But this is a great song. I'll give it that. But, you know, there's some good music in Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot of good aspects. They just don't hold up to some of the better games and some of the better RPGs that have come since. I think people need to stop, like, stop living in the past. Heath Ledger's dead. It's a Zan joke there. Stop living in the past, though. Come on, like, this game is great to some people, and I get that, because their memories and their emotions with the game, and remembering what it was like at the time to do that. But guess what that's called? That's called nostalgia. Take the nostalgia goggles off, play the game, you know, fairly in 2020. It's an okay game, you know? It's good. It's good. It's a good game, but it's not an amazing game. It's not a great game. It might be to you. Maybe it still is. I don't know. Like, maybe you got something out of it I didn't. Obviously, like, 98% of people did. But to me, the game is an okay game. It's a good game. It's a fine game. But it doesn't live up to the hype. Let's just put it that way. That's what I'm trying to say here. Is that there's so much hype surrounding this game. I was just expecting more, I guess. Even though I wasn't going in expecting a lot. I was just trying to, you know, expect nothing so I could be pleasantly surprised. But it still didn't live up to that. And there's just a lot of parts in the game that are just like, whatever, you know? Like, so, I don't know. It was a good game. I liked playing it. I didn't hate the game or anything. I'm just like, it didn't live up to the hype, you know? In my opinion. That's just an opinion. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. But, you know what is great about the game? The Chocobo theme! I don't even think I ever wrote a Chocobo, except for the one time where you actually have to. But I love this song. It's like this fucking merchant guy, and he's just running around. He's like... You're just like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this Chocobo theme playing? Yeah, anyway. It's a good game. But it didn't live up to my expectations, so... sorry, it didn't live up to the hype. It lived up to my small expectations, I guess, but it didn't surpass them. It didn't blow me away, or whatever the fuck, like I was kind of expecting, so... Whatever. Alright. Moving on. Come on, move on, Chocobo Thief. Alright, we're talking about... Ghostbusters. Yeah, anyway. Ghostbusters on the PS3. A pretty good game. Actually, it's a better game than Final Fantasy VII. There you go. No, it's a good game though. I actually like this a lot because it really, like a lot of people say, it feels like sort of a third Ghostbusters movie, and I know they're making a new movie now. But at the time when we originally got this game, that was just a glimmer in anybody's eye that there would even ever be a third movie. But you kind of have all the original cast, and they're back, and they're reprising their roles. So it just feels like a really cool experience. And, you know, there's a lot of references to the old movies, and even the show and stuff in here. Like they're painting of Vigo, their Carpathian there, in their lair or whatnot, or their like headquarters or whatever. So that's cool. It's just like you get to be the Ghostbusters. You know, it's cool. You get to go do Ghostbustery stuff, and yeah, it's a fun game. Everything's good. You know, everything's pretty good about it. The gameplay's solid. The music's good. It's a pretty short game. But you just kind of get that Ghostbusters feel. You're in and you're out, and that's all. And it's great, you know, for that. If you like Ghostbusters, you're gonna like the game. That's about as much as there is to really say about it. It's a good game, you know. It's a good Ghostbusters game. Like finally, like where the fuck have the good Ghostbusters games been? I guess like the Sega Genesis one's pretty good, but that game's really rare now. Like seriously, I don't like hate the NES one. I don't think it's great, obviously, but I think there's a lot of redeeming qualities that a lot of people don't really see in that one. But I don't think it's a good Ghostbusters game. I think it's like it's an okay one, but you know, like there's actually even a reference to the end screen from that, the terrible end screen from that in here on the computer monitor in the headquarters. You can see the end screen there, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, it's just a good Ghostbusters game. It makes you feel like you're a Ghostbuster, you know, like that old thing. I don't know why I'm holding it. God damn it! I gotta keep doing that. So there you go, Ghostbusters. That's number 20. Alright, so now we're going to do number 19 here. Oh. This, Okay, we're still going on the Ghostbusters stuff. Wow. Thought I'd be talking about that for a while, I guess. Alright. Number 19. We're talking about... God, why do I keep clicking on it? We're talking about Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. And not Metal Gear Solid, it's just Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. So, this song is so dumb. All these songs are so dumb. It just makes me think of that video with the Metal Gear Solid 3, How to Get a Cold or whatever. It's so funny. That's this whole game in a nutshell. It's really funny and hilarious and just over the top as fuck. And the gameplay is like really satisfying and solid, and it's really fun to slash shit up, and it's just high adrenaline the whole time. They tried to add like fucking stealth segments, but like you're not gonna stealth in this game. You're just gonna go fucking slash shit up and just go for it. I used to like hate the idea of this game, and I've come to terms with it. It's a fun game. It's actually a pretty good game. The storyline is really stupid, though. It's ridiculous, and the fucking, you know, senator guy or whatever, there's infinite memes made off of him, so whatever. The memes, you know. That's... even the concept of memes is fucking in this game. But anyway, not even those memes, but still, people like to make fun of it for that. It's just a game that people like to you know, have fun with and whatever. And it's a really fun game, and I think it's cool. Don't go in expecting another Metal Gear masterpiece storyline-wise or anything, but, you know, the music's pretty cool, it's pretty kick-ass, and it's really funny sometimes and whatnot. And just, I don't know, it's just a lot of over-the-top, cheesy fun. It's a pretty short game, you know, you'll get through it pretty fast, so good old Metal Gear Rising there. It's hilarious. So, there you go, number 19. Alright, number 18, we have... Sure. Okay, yep. Oh, turn this here. Alright, cool. Number 18, we have Until Dawn. Game that I reviewed on Halloween, I think. Yeah, I think that was the Halloween video. God, that didn't even feel like that long ago, except it was. It's months ago. But, well, like 2 months ago now. I guess it's not that long ago. Anyway, so Until Dawn, another one of these cinematic sort of games. I played a lot of those kind of games this year. I liked it well enough, and I liked a lot of the characters and some of the gameplay stuff. But a lot of the time, some of the gameplay stuff was just like walking, and if a character was like killed off, there wouldn't be a lot of dialogue. So you're just walking a lot of the time, and there's not really a lot of interesting stuff happening. But other times there is a lot of interesting stuff happening in the game, and the game will have really good gameplay stuff, going on. So yeah, like I like obviously like the storyline, like I said, the characters, the really horror B-movie horror vibe definitely is there, and so I like that. Some really interesting reveals and stuff, and the music's fine, and the looks really good for the time. Um, and it's kind of one of the original like sort of cinematic games, yeah, other than like Heavy Rain, of course, that just like came before. But even Beyond Two Souls, I guess, came before. Wow, it's weird. But it was one of the big cinematic games, I guess we should say. And one of those games that kind of showed off the PS4, I guess, back when or whatever. So pretty cool game there overall. I enjoyed it. There was I didn't really care for how the ending went for a few reasons. I mean, the ending stuff was fine. It's just there's a part at the end that really kind of pissed me off. So, but we're not going to get into that. You can check out my review if you want to hear more about that. So, yeah, a good game for sure. Especially if you're into sort of cinematic games and you like horror and stuff. It's a good game for that. So, okay. Next game. So that was, what, number 18. So now we got to get to number 17. Wait, Beyond Two Souls again? No, we're talking about Heavy Rain this time. Heavy Rain was a game... Hold on. Heavy Rain was a game. No, Heavy Rain was a game that like I actually ended up liking a lot more than I thought I would. And for a sort of cinematic game, I thought it was really well done. Those kind of games are kind of hard to pull off. You really have to do them really well, otherwise they just kind of come off as like like boring, I guess, because you can have a game like Beyond Two Souls where you're trying to dive deeper into a character, but it's just like there's not a lot of gameplay, so you feel like you're watching like a really stupidly long movie that doesn't even look like a movie, so it's like there's a lot of ways to screw up a game like that is what I'm trying to say. But I think Heavy Rain did it really well, always keeping you engaged. And then there was always gameplay to actually do. You'd be looking around for clues and stuff. And you have a lot of different perspectives from a lot of different characters. And there's always sort of like a lot of mystery and questions and stuff to keep you kind of like wondering what's going to happen next. And, it's really, really well done in that regard. And all the characters were really cool and interesting. And them like crossing over storyline wise was really cool. Like, first you start off where the characters are just kind of all in their own separate lives, and then their stories kind of intersect and stuff, and you kind of figure out what's going on, and that's really cool, and like who's the origami killer and all that. So a lot of really cool stuff going on with Heavy Rain. Some of the quick time stuff was kind of bullshitty. Oh, something about Until Dawn I want to fucking mention for a second. The stupid, like, don't move mechanic. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I hated that. That was stupid. But Heavy Rain doesn't do as much of that kind of shit, so good for it. The music's pretty decent. The graphics, especially for the time, I know I'm going to say this a lot, but for the time, they were, like, really extremely good. I think this was, like, 2010 or something. It was really one of these like showcase games for the PS3, alongside stuff like Metal Gear Solid 4 there. But yeah, just a really cool game. I really enjoyed it a lot. It actually made it onto my top 100 games list. Very low on that list, but still, it impacted me enough to actually get on there, which is pretty cool. So it's a good game. I definitely recommend it. It's really not even that long, so yeah, get it. It's good. Okay, so that was number 17. Number 16. Number 16, we're talking about Super Mario 3D Worlds, which is a pretty great Mario game. Definitely a lot better than like Sunshine and 64, in my opinion. So yeah, I enjoyed the game a lot. It felt like Mario 3D Land, which we'll talk about in a bit here, but just like kind of taken up to a console level, and I thought that was really cool. I kind of like this sort of Mario style of gameplay where, I guess it's not really super exploratory, but there's still like elements of the level where you can sort of explore and find little secrets, but it's sort of semi-linear, but also there's diverging paths. I like that it kind of feels like the classic Mario, but also has a lot of the elements of the newer Marios. But like Sunshine and 64 were more like exploratory kind of Marios, and I don't know if that's really my kind of Mario. Even Galaxy is pretty linear in a lot of senses. There are some branching paths there, but I kind of think that's more of what I like in a Mario game is sort of selective linearity, where it's not like where do I go, but it's more about figuring out what's the best way to get around the obstacles and that kind of stuff, and finding secrets and whatnot, and that's what it's really more about. I think that's cool. And 3D World and Land both have a lot of that, along with Galaxy. Yeah, but I just really like 3D World. I like that there's like a 4-player sort of function, and there's the cherries that like kind of fill in for those players. If you don't have them, so like certain levels, there'll be like switches that you need multiple players on. So if you're playing as one person, it's actually a lot harder because you have to get all 4 of your cherry, duplicates there, rather than just like getting your friends there or something. But I still liked playing it solo. I think it might have been a lot of fun to play with people. But I only ever got to do that like once, so. But I still liked it. It wasn't like amazing or anything. It was a really, really solid, very good Mario game. So yeah, I enjoyed playing it. I wasn't like blown away, but I had a really fun time playing it. It was a really fun Mario game. I guess that's what it all comes down to. It was fun. It wasn't like super innovative or anything, but it was still really fun. And that's really all there is to it. The music was good. The graphics were good. I know, I'm going to say that every fucking time, but it's true. On most of these games, the graphics were pretty good. But, yeah, so, I don't know. It was a good game. I liked it. I had a good time with it. Not really underrated anymore, but I remember back in the day, it wasn't really never underrated, but me and my friends used to hate this game. So I feel like I've gotten over that and really come around to appreciating what's so good about the game, so definitely good. I like it. Okay. So that was number 16. We're going to do number 15, which is Klonoa, Doradum Phantomile, a game that I technically haven't released a review of yet as of when this video goes up, but I do have the review recorded. Just the timing of it didn't really work out. I actually beat the game last Saturday at like 9 o'clock, so there's no way I could have gotten the review uploaded in time to be the review of that day, so I just put out the Ready Player 2 video instead. So the next video after this, the next following Saturday after this, should be the Klonoa review, or maybe it'll be the Metal Gear Solid 3 review, I'm not sure. But I'm still counting Klonoa as a gem from the backlog of the 2020, year, because that's when I beat the game. The review's just going to come out later, is my point. So, you'll see that later. But anyway, the game is actually really a fun, like, side-scroller kind of game. There's a lot of... It's almost like Kirby, where you can, like, kind of pick up your enemies and use them for stuff. Or like Tomba in that regard, it kind of does the same thing. It has kind of a lot of the scrolling backgrounds, kind of like Tomba does and whatnot. Visually, the game looks really good, but it looks really good. I like the full motion videos. Everything's really cute and adorable. The music is really, really very good. It pumps you up at certain points, and then other points it's just like really cute and adorable like this. The character designs are fantastic, and then but the gameplay is good, but it ends up getting like super fucking hard later on. The first few levels are really easy, and then the game just gets really, really hard, and it's like holy shit, some of the later bosses and stuff are just ridiculous. I also like the storyline because it's kind of has a it's about dreams and whatnot, and I think that's cool. So yeah, really good game. Klonoa made it pretty high on the list there at number 15? Yep, number 15. So that's pretty cool. It's a really great game. Check out the review when it comes out in a few weeks here, or 1 or 2 weeks or something. So yeah, Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle. Alright, next game, number 14. We're talking... Number 14, right? Yep. Number 14, we're talking Alan Wake here. This is a pretty cool, pretty underrated horror game, for the 360 there. One of the, only unique titles for my 360 that, you can't really play on anything else but the 360 outside of, the PC. I know this game got released on Steam later and stuff. I didn't know that at the time of making that video. I said in the video, oh, there's no way to get it except for on the 360. Or whatever, which is not true. It is on Steam. But yeah. So, yeah, Alan Wake, though. Pretty cool. Very unique horror game with the whole flashlight mechanic, and that's how you stun and kill your enemies, is flashlights and light and stuff. I thought that was a really cool concept. Obviously I like the storyline and stuff. The guy's a struggling writer, and I can really relate to that and whatnot. So I just think that's really cool. I the whole story is great, and it's just it starts off and he's talking about Stephen King and stuff, and it feels like some kind of Stephen King novel. The story's great. Gameplay, it does get a little repetitive, I guess, after a while if you're... But I never got really that sick of it. I thought it was cool. The music sets the right tone. The characters are good. The twists and turns are pretty good. It's just a really solid horror game. Very different horror game, but it's a pretty underrated horror game overall. And I really like that about Alan Wake there. And it's a reason to own a 360. So, very, very cool. Definitely a good game there. Alan Wake on 360. Alright. Next we're talking one of my most expensive games in my entire collection, Little Samson. And the only NES game I beat this year. To be fair, I've beaten 100 and some NES games, and now one more, so I don't even know what the count's at this point, but I should probably look that up. Anyway, So yeah, Little Samson, beat that. Lot of fun. Very, very solid NES game, and I really enjoyed it. I like how you switch between the 4 characters, and they each have their own little unique strengths and whatnot. I thought that was really cool. Graphically, it's very, very good looking for the NES, but it is. It's a very late NES game, very expensive NES game. It's one of the most expensive NES games. And not even because it's like the rarest NES game or something. Like there's certainly a lot rarer, and even to an extent, a lot of people have said that it's probably not as rare as everyone makes it out to be. It's still a really, really uncommon game, but just because of the hype around the game, you know, that has made it like the game to get, you know, like, but, you know, we're not talking about all that. I mean, we don't have to talk about all that because that's just like stupid people on the internet or whatever. But, you know, it's still a pretty rare game, and it's Taito, so I mean, it's good. You know, they put on a lot of really great late release NES games like JZNES and whatnot. The music's really cool. Just the gameplay is great. Everything about the game is just really fun, and you know, obviously it's an NES game, so it's not like super long or anything, but just a really solid NES experience there. Very, very fun, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Little Samson is a good game. It's not worth $1,200, but it's a good game. You should emulate it or something. I don't know. So yeah, Little Samson there, pretty fucking solid. All right, let's see. Now what do we got? Yep, more Little Samson music. Good music. Yes, yes. All right, so we're at number. So Little Samson was number 13. Number 12, Final Fantasy VI, also known as Final Fantasy III, here in Super Nintendo land. But we all know it's Final Fantasy VI. So Final Fantasy VI is definitively the best Final Fantasy game, and I won't hear anything about it. The main series games. Now, I like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance better. And that's an even more unpopular opinion. I mean, that's a, you know, Final Fantasy 6 being the best one is not an unpopular opinion, but Final Fantasy Tactics Advance being the best Final Fantasy game is a very unpopular opinion. Anyway, doesn't matter. Final Fantasy 6, you got Terra, you got Celeste, you got some of the best fucking characters. Locke and Edgar, all those fucking characters. Everyone they're great characters. There's such a large cast of characters. You get so many different abilities and stuff. The storyline is excellent. The fucking music is like the best fucking music. It's so epic. You know, like, okay, so I know when I mentioned it in the review, like, some of the gameplay stuff and like finding where you gotta go and stuff, that's kind of annoying, but it's an old game. You gotta like deal with that, whatever. But like aside from that, the game like is pretty much perfect. Like the gameplay is all great. The only thing, like I said earlier, the Esper system is kind of like not as refined of a system as the Materia system, but it's still cool that like almost anybody can learn almost any move. That's cool. Like, I think that's awesome. You know, and then you have the Materias where they just level up themselves as a physical item, and it's like, oh, okay, well that actually makes more sense. There's pros and cons of that too. So I'm just saying, like, the Esper system is cool. It's not perfect, but there's so much to love about Final Fantasy VI. And then, like, you see this world. Sorry, minor spoilers for Final Fantasy VI. I'm sorry. But you see this world, and then later on, it just gets totally... You get to see the aftermath of, like, a destroyed version of this world. You know, games like Dragon Quest XI did a similar thing. But, like, there was nothing that had done anything like that at the time, as far as I can think of. Just crazy. It was like, wow, like, holy shit. Like, fucking Kefka 1, you know? Like, holy shit, man. Like, damn. Like, Kefka's like such a better villain than fucking Sephiroth. Like, Sephiroth, what did he do? He destroyed the planets like 19 times for no reason, and like they weren't destroyed afterwards. Like that thing. Like what the fuck? Nah, Sephiroth's a pussy. Fucking Kefka, man. He won. He destroyed. He got to take over the world. That was excellent. You know. God, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna spoil like most of Final Fantasy VI here because it's like all the best moments. The part when this theme is playing and like Celeste is there, like fucking, you know, about to jump off of a thing and like commit suicide or whatever, and it's just like such a powerful fucking moment. God damn, like, because you know she's lost all hope. The world's just it's shit now. Like, you know, the opera scene, fucking that's great. That's excellent. You know, such good character development. There's a lot of great humor to the game. Like Ultros, is that what his name is? Ultros, the like octopus guy or whatever. That's hilarious. There's a lot of really heartfelt moments. There's just really good dungeons. There's so much. It's like it's the perfect fucking RPG, especially for the time. It's like the perfect Final Fantasy RPG. It's just really well done overall. Just a very, very good good game, you know? So, yeah, like, I don't know. Go check out my review. I know I'm going to say that for everything, but like that really goes more in depth on it. I love Final Fantasy VI, and the music still makes me emotional. I'm like sitting here feeling that right now, and you know, like, I don't think it's perfect or anything, but I think it's fucking damn good for an RPG. It really impacted me more than I was expecting it to, which is something that Final Fantasy VII did not do. So, yeah. I don't know. It's just really good. It's a fucking great game. It's really good. I don't think I need to tell anybody that. Final Fantasy VI is fantastic. It's one of the best Final Fantasy games. I love it. Excellent game. Alright. This is the battle theme. It's rocking. Listen to that. Jamming on that. Yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright. Oh. Hold on. I just went to hit the next one. Alright. Next. I'm sure you know what game is next, actually, because it's been sitting here this whole fucking time. Number 11. So that was number 12, Final Fantasy VI. Number 11 is Medieval, the remake of Medieval. And I guess the original, really. They're pretty similar games. The only, like, there's only, like, minor differences as far as I can tell. Like, I think the controls are probably a little bit tighter in the gameplay, and then you can, like, use the camera more and stuff. That's pretty good. There's some extra content, and it's not like anything mind-blowing or anything. You can actually unlock the original game by like going back through all the levels and like finding certain thing, like finding like this lost soul throughout each of the levels. If you do all of that, you can, you know, after you've already done like most of the levels, you can get the original game unlocked. So that's pretty cool. I just really like Medieval though. I think the gameplay is really cool. I like how you have like this arsenal of weapons. So you get to like choose like your favorite for the situation. There's so many good things about it. It's a really nostalgic game to me because I used to play it on that demo disc, and then I used to play the PSP version a lot, which was a pretty decent version of the game. But I really prefer this version. This is definitely a lot better. Really fucking hard game. Again, like this game is like old school hard. You die, you go back like to the beginning of the level, regardless if you run out of like lives or whatever. They're not even lives, they're like potions in this game. You run out of those, you go back to the beginning of the level, and you better do it fucking perfectly. or fuck you, you know? Some of these levels aren't as short as I would like them to be. But I persevered, I pushed through, I 100%ed the game outside of getting those fucking lost souls. Got all the chalices and whatever, and I thought that was great. You know, so I'm the hero. I came back. I did it. The game is really fun. It's really hard at some points. So yeah, go in expecting that. But I like it. I like that there's a lot of like hidden collectibles and stuff to find, offbeat paths to like get to different levels and stuff. I just think it's really cool. A lot of secrets, you know, that kind of stuff. The Hall of Heroes is kind of a cool idea, you know, you sort of 100% a level, and then you do that enough times and you get new weapons and items and upgrades and whatnot. And I just think that's really cool. So, yeah. I mean, I like the aesthetic of the game. The graphics are really good. No, but they are. Like, the visual design of the game is really good, and it really encapsulates the original's, like, horror style. It's like a really perfect sort of remake. It's more of a remaster, I know, but it's like, you know, it's just really good. I think it's a really solid game. I would really like to play the second one if I can ever get my hands on it. So yeah, really cool. Hopefully they make more medieval stuff, because it's a series with potential, you know? And it's really cool and kind of underrated, actually, you know? So it's neat. I like that a lot. I like Medieval. Great game. All right. Alright, let's set on. Let's see. If we set on like that, there we go. That's a good idea. We'll set them back ways. That way nobody can tell what they are. So yeah, Medieval, pretty cool. Next. Oh, it's still Medieval. The music's really good too on Medieval. All right, we're talking. Super Mario 3D Land. Yeah, really great game. Really blew me away when I fucking played it. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from it, but it's like the perfect Mario handheld experience. There's a lot of callbacks to Super Mario Bros. 3 and all of the classic sort of Mario games. It really feels like a classic Mario game with some 3D elements, and it's just... I really like that. I really like the style that they went for. The level design is great. You know, just all of the levels. Completing it is like not... It's not easy, but it's not like the most... Like, it's doable. And that's why I think that's really cool. And I like how after you beat the game, there's like a whole second game of content. Essentially, like... a whole nother 8 worlds or whatever to go and explore, and then beat and do more with. So you have a whole post-game game, basically, which is just really neat. The gameplay's cool. I like that they brought back the Tanuki suit and all of that kind of stuff. You know, is it the boomerang power-up or whatever? It was really cool. Just a lot of really great things about Super Mario 3D Land. You know, and visually for the 3DS, looked really good, and the 3D is some of the best 3D on the 3DS. I said before that I think this might be like the best like standalone 3DS game that like isn't like a remake or something. And I'll stand by that. It's definitely at least the best platformer for the 3DS. I mean, I don't even know what's the competition there. I mean, for me, the 3DS is all about RPGs and stuff. But, like, seriously, as one of the, like, standalone games for 3DS, it's, like, it really shows off what this system is, like, capable of. And I think that's really cool. It's a really great Mario game. One of the best Mario games, too. And especially one of the best, like, 3D platforming Mario games. And a lot of the times, one of the best 2D Mario sort of games, you know, kind of has elements of both, and I think that's really cool. So it's just a really unique one, and I think it's a bit underrated because like nobody ever everyone always says, oh, well, this one's better, this one's better. Like, I don't know, man. I think this is pretty high on the list of 3D Marios. It's like my second favorite 3D Mario. It's pretty great game, you know? The music's pretty good. You know, everything about it's really cool. It's just a really, really solid Mario experience. Really great. Really awesome and amazing Mario experience, I would say. So, very cool. Very great. That's number 10. Cool. So now we're going to do number 9. Number 9. Oh, this is still Super Mario 3D Land. Okay. Number 9. We are talking Pikmin on the Wii there. This game is a really unique game. Definitely like Nintendo's take on like the RTS style. Good enough to rocket itself into my top 100 games list there. It's a really solid game. I just like how chill it is, but also how stressful the like time limit and everything is. I you know, this game helped me realize that I kind of like sort of time limit games, even though I think I hate them. But I just like this idea that you have such like a limited time to get all these parts. It's 30 days, 30 parts. All right, let's go, let's do it. You know, and it's got a lot of freedom, where the level design is dense, but there's a lot of freedom to get the parts as soon as you figure out how to get the parts. You know, and I think that's really cool. There's a lot of freedom to the design of the game and the levels, and I really think that's very neat. The different sorts of Pikmin, different sorts of enemies. You know, like there's an enemy who has a part, so you have to like figure out how to kill him to get the part, you know, kind of thing. That kind of stuff. It's just cool. Figuring out what Pikmin you need to use to get to certain parts and stuff, and how best to get past enemies and manage your resources, all of that kind of stuff. That's really neat. I like that the game is short and it's more about perfecting one like solid run, and you know, you can save and whatever, but you gotta kind of use that strategically too. So I just think it's really cool, and I just think it's a really great game. Very well done, and I'm looking forward to playing the sequels when I get the chance to do that, you know, once I actually get the sequels. So very good. Kind of, yeah, sort of blew me away, just because it was way better than I expected it to be, you know. So very cool and unique game there. So Pikmin, that's number 9. Number 8. We're talking the Resident Evil remake there. Yeah, and I played this kind of edges out the line. Like, I have played the GameCube version of this before, but this version also has the PS4 controller as the controller, and they did fix some of the gameplay stuff and the camera and stuff, maybe. I'm pretty sure. So, remake, I guess? Like, right? Like, I know it's like remastered of the remake or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it should count. So, since it does count, like, damn, like, this is a really good version of Resident Evil 1. And I know I went on about that in the review, but like, I've really come to appreciate how great of a version of Resident Evil 1 this is. Like, I am still very partial to the original Resident Evil 1, but now they're a lot more neck and neck for me. It's hard to say which one I'd go back and play. It does take a lot of the cheesier elements out of it, so you kind of lose a lot of that, and that kind of sucks. You know, Jill Sandwich and Master of Unlocking and all that, but it's still a really, really solid representation of the first game for more modern players. It still has a lot of the great level design of the mansion area and some of the other areas. I think the mansion is still like one of the most well done and like dense areas of like, you can explore it. There's a lot of rooms that you can go to, and you just kind of have to figure out how to get into the rooms that you can't get into. um, whether it be a key or some kind of, puzzle to get into them, or, or you have to figure out how to solve all of the puzzles throughout the mansion. Like, what item do I need here, and this and that. It's just really cool. I like that. Resident Evil 1 is like a classic game. The original version isn't really that scary anymore. It's more funny, if anything, but you can definitely feel the tropes of the B movies and whatnot there. But the remake actually has some genuine moments of like horror and terror, and just because of the lighting and stuff. And it's really impressive what they were able to do for the GameCube. The graphics are so good, but no, it's true. The graphics are really good. Even the music is pretty good. I do like some of the original music better in some spots, but also some of the remake music is good too. The gameplay obviously is a lot better than the original. There's stuff to like about the original gameplay as well, but it does sort of still follow that to a good extent, unlike the other remakes. So, yeah, there's a lot to like about the Resident Evil remake, and I really do. So, I've really come around to appreciating it. So yeah, it's a really solid approximation of Resident Evil 1, and it's a great one for modern gamers to experience Resident Evil 1 with, since the original game is kind of hard to experience anymore. Alright, next, number 7, I believe. 7? Yes? We are talking Ring Fit Adventure. Ring Fit Adventure is a goddamn fucking great game. I don't care what anybody says. This game got me to work out for a long time, and put the bug into my head to work out. I'm like, oh god, I gotta play Ring Fit. God, shit, I need to play Ring Fit so I can keep active or whatever. The amount of working out you get done with this game, all the things you stretch, and you pulling the ring and doing all the patterns of it, and all the running and whatnot, it's really good. It just is the perfect workout game. It's no workout game has been good until this, and this is the perfect one. It's a workout RPG. I know I say that every time I talk about this game, but no, seriously, that's the coolest thing. Workout RPG. Why did they never think of this before? It's so obvious. Working out is a lot like playing an RPG. It's a lot like leveling up in an RPG. And then there's a skill tree in the game, and you get new skills by going through the levels. And I know the levels are kind of on rails or whatever. That would be my one thing, if make it a little more open or somehow, I don't know. But I like how there's an element system with the battles, and that corresponds to the different things that you're using, some of your arm muscles. That's the red ones. The leg ones are blue. Stuff like that. Core stuff is yellow. And each enemy has weaknesses and strengths towards your stuff, and it's really cool. And it really gives you a really good workout, and I think that's awesome. Very great game. The music is great. The visuals are great. No, they are. They're charming, and the art style I like a lot. And the character designs and the monster designs and stuff, all reflecting workout stuff, I think is really cool. Even the storyline is kind of it's good, and it's funny, and has a lot of really decent moments. It's just a really solid game. And in terms of an RPG workout game, top notch. Holy shit. I'm just waiting for this to catch on to other franchises and stuff. Dragon Quest, Pokemon. I want all of that. Please give me my Ring Fit, Dragon Quest, Pokemon, all of those. Persona, Ring Fit. I don't know. I'll play that. Sure. Why not? Yeah. It's just a really excellent game. Really, really fucking good. Really fucking good. Blew me away. I wasn't expecting anything walking into this game, and it kind of changed my life. So pretty fucking cool. Ring Fit Adventure there, number 7. Alright, number 6 we've got Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, a game that I have been trying to beat for a long time now, since like, I don't know, like high school or something, whenever the fuck it came out, like 2009 or I think it was before that, 2007, right, or something? 2006, holy shit. Yeah, so for a long fucking time now, I've been trying to beat this game, and I ended up figuring out that it was more about breeding the best monsters with the best abilities and whatnot. And I kind of figured out the mechanics of the game. And then, you know, I'm not usually into like fusing and that kind of stuff, but like when it works, like in Persona in this game, when it's not like super stupidly complicated. I mean, like it's still really complicated, but it's like there's a lot of really handy things, and there's a lot of like when you fuse something, you don't lose everything. You actually like get to carry stuff over, and some of your skill points carry over and stuff. And I think that's really cool. You get to kind of customize your monsters to be the best versions of all of the previous monsters. That all that stuff gets carried over. Not all of it, but some of it. What you choose to get carried over gets carried over. It's just really cool, you know. I really like that system of progressing your monsters and stuff, and the gameplay and the grind of the game is just really unique. It's just a really solid game, and I think that they really improved upon the formula of the old Dragon Quest Monsters games, and it's just really impressive to me how well the gameplay was, you know, how good and how solid it held up, and the dungeons were cool. But mostly it was just about the monsters and fusing the best team and whatnot, and then making that grind to be able to defeat bosses. Because like this game is kind of hard in that old school sense of old RPGs where you had to really grind. Or in this game, there's a lot of ways to like, you know, you can create better monsters and stuff. But you have to experiment, and you have to figure out what's going to even make a better monster, and is that better monster going to be worth making, you know? And it's less about the levels, and it's more about the rank of that monster and how powerful they're going to be and that kind of stuff. So it's just a really amazing sort of grindy game. And the grind in the game actually adds to the experience of the game, whereas a lot of games, if you grind, it's more just because you're trying to level up and make the game easier, but it doesn't specifically make the game easier here. It makes the game, it does make it easier because you're getting new abilities and that kind of stuff. The progression system in this game is really fantastic, and I really like that about the game. I think it's just really cool, and I hope that kind of stuff carries over to the next Dragon Quest Monsters game there, Joker 2. Fortunately, I can't play 3 because it's only on Japanese stuff, so. Alright, so now that was number 6. We're going to do number 5. Okay, that's still Dragon Quest Monsters. That's still Dragon Quest Monsters. Number 5. The best party game outside of Mario Party 2. One of the best party games. Fortune Street. I love Fortune Street. I know people get really mad at this game. Certain people in my group of friends get really mad at this game. But I love Fortune Street. I love that it has Dragon Quest and Mario characters. I love all of the levels because they're all based on those stages from those old games. And so there's a lot of nostalgic stuff tied in here. A lot of the music is obviously from those games. But the gameplay is just really solid. It's just really amazing, like sort of Monopoly, Mario Party fusion, and you buy stocks and stuff and everywhere, and that's really the secret to the game is you have to buy stocks in whoever's succeeding, because then maybe you can succeed, because every time they get profit, you get a little bit of that on the side, and then you just keep growing while they're growing. But stocks become like more expensive later on, so you have to kind of buy those early on But then if you get into a bind with money and you just lose big, you got to sell all your stock. So it's like this really crazy balance of luck and skill and whatnot. Yeah, so it's just a really fun game. It's so much fun. I love Fortune Street so much. There's so many good things about it. I love that you only have to use one controller. You just pass that to the next player. It's great. It's fantastic. It does eliminate the need for a lot of those like mini games and stuff like Mario Party, but I think that's cutting the fat in a lot of regard. Yeah, the games can go on for quite a long time, but there is a save function and stuff, and so that's cool. There's a lot of unlockables in the game and little costumes and levels, you know, to unlock and stuff. So that's really cool. But I'm so glad that I finally kind of beat it and unlocked like mostly everything. So yeah, Fortune Street's just really great. I love Fortune Street. Even when it's frustrating, I still think it's fun. It's a great game, Fortune Street. So that's number 5 there. And no, we're not reviewing Super Mario Sunshine. This song just always reminds me of Fortune Street because we played it there once on that game, that level, and it always makes me think of that now, not Super Mario Sunshine. All right, you guys ready? I'm ready. Dun, 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 dun. Dun. I guess this should probably be in the forefront because that's the version I play. Talking Dragon Quest XI. The very first review I did this year, I think, right? Isn't that accurate? I better make sure that's for sure.
Hey, lead editor Dan.
That's Matt Pat. That's not meant to be. Oh, I don't have the thing open. What the fuck? Alright. Very first video I did this year. I'm just going to call it as that. I'm pretty sure it is. Outside of the video about last year's best games or whatever. God damn it. Dragon Quest XI. What an amazing Dragon Quest game. It is definitely a great follow-up to a game like Dragon Quest VIII. And it's like the next 3D Dragon Quest game. There's so many great things about the gameplay, and the graphics are really good. They are. The music's pretty good. It's very nostalgic and just most of the old music kind of brought back. But there are a lot of new sort of themes and whatnot too. Not a lot, but there are a few new themes and whatnot too brought forward. But I like all the characters. The storyline is pretty decent. There's certain stuff about the characters in the storyline that later on kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But that's mostly about the certain trope that I don't like, the memory trope or whatever. But I won't spoil much of that. I'm just kind of still salty about that. There's stupid things that happen sometimes in the game, but those are mostly relegated to the post-game content, so no need to worry about that. Most of the in-game regular content is really solid. There's actually lots of side quests and stuff, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not a perfect game, but it's still a really good approximation of a modern sort of Dragon Quest game on a PS4 or Switch in this case. Yeah, the Switch has a little bit of a resolution cut, which kind of sucked, but it's still a pretty good version. I really like it. I mean, that's the version I played. Very solid game. I leveled everyone up to level 99, so that should tell you how much I actually really enjoyed playing the game and grinding in the game, and I did like the post-game content, which like I barely ever do for Dragon Quest. I love all of the like little side content from the older games. That was really neat and nostalgic, and it's kind of a big fan service to all of the older games, but in a good way, you know. So it's definitely made for Dragon Quest fans, and I just think it's a really cool game. Definitely really good. I did a whole big review on it, so just go check that out for more in-depth detail there. But Very good. Obviously, it's Dragon Quest 11. I gotta love that. You know, like, it's fucking Dragon Quest. It's one of my favorite series, my favorite RPG series of all time. I love Dragon Quest. I've been there since Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and stuff, so. Yep, there we go. Alright, number 3. That was number 4, by the way. Number 3. Star Fox 64 3D. Now, this is another kind of, like, cheap one, but I never beat Star Fox 64 3D, believe it or not, back in the day. And I did get this back in the day, like, when I originally got my 3DS. That was a long time ago, but, gotta love that. You gotta love the fucking music. The gameplay on Star Fox 64, especially on the 3D version, is just fucking excellent. The fighter pilot shit, oh my god. It's got all of the original levels and that level design, which is really great. The branching paths and just kind of the open worldness of the thing, and you all kind of converge on either one ending or the other by what path you choose. And you have to figure out the secrets of each level so you can progress on the right paths and that kind of stuff. That's really cool. The characters are all like really funny and awesome, and they say badass lines sometimes. And hey Einstein, I'm on your side. Except they don't fucking have that in this version. He's like, hey genius, I'm on your side. It's not something stupid like that. Some fucking Resident Evil, you know, fit nicely in this sandwich bullshit or whatever. But, so that'd be like my one complaint with the game, is they changed some of the voice dialogue, but I guess that's nothing. It's not too bad. I just think that's cool. Yeah, the game's cool. It's really great. I mean, it's Star Fox 64, which is like one of the best fucking games. Love it. Love it. Fantastic fucking game. So good. You know, the gameplay, the music, all of that. The graphics. Yeah, the graphics. The 3D is actually pretty even good. But it's that same classic game on the go. And in higher, you know, resolution and better graphics and stuff. And just a better experience almost than the original game. It's fantastic. Star Fox 64. It's amazing, you know? So, yeah, play it. It's fantastic. Alright. So that's Star Fox 64. That was number 3. Number 2. Oh yeah, let's jam on this. This is pretty good. It's definitely got like a Star Wars influence, like the whole thing, but it's like Nintendo's version on Star Wars. It's just a really fantastic, really good. So, anyway. Number 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Holy fucking shit, man. I was not expecting this game to be as fucking addicting and amazing and incredible as it is, but goddamn was it all of those things. It's still mind-blowing that like this game was even as good as it was. I went on a fucking complete limb on this one. I was seeing all this gameplay and I'm like, hey, you know what, this game looks alright. Like, let's get this. Let's experience this. And I got all my friends to get it. Not all my friends. I got Mayab to get it. I think that was it. I got it for him, really. But I got him to get it. And I had some other friends who like kind of helped me out and stuff. But it was just such a fun experience. Like starting my island and getting all the new fruits and whatnot, and trying to collect everything, getting all the bugs, and like finding those rare bugs, and like god damn that time when I spent like fucking 10 hours, like seriously, like 10 hours, like staring at a screen, running around on this little like deserted, like, what do you call them, the Nook Mile Ticket Island, that I had set up to like catch those fucking beetles in summer, and I just went at it for like 10 hours straight, trying to catch them all, and I finally caught them all. And then I realized that I needed more of them to make the little figurine or the statues or whatever, and I'm like, god damn it. And I didn't get them all to do that, but that's fine. I went pretty hardcore on this game. Oh god. We should look. Alright, you know what? Live, we're gonna look at how many hours I put into this fucking game since, glad my Switch still turns on. That's the one thing is, oh god, actually, it's not going to turn on. As I say, I haven't played my, Animal Crossing, New Horizons in quite a second. Probably like 2 months or something like that. This is KK Condor, by the way. This was my island theme for a long time because of Super Smash Brothers Brawl there. Oh, it's not gonna turn on for me. Well, oh, hey, there we go. Anyway, oh god damn it, it's not. All right, we're gonna wait. We're gonna see if that will charge up before the end of the video. Anyway, so yeah, I put a massive amount of hours in this game. It's definitely above 500. I know that much. Just collecting everything, checking into my store every day, checking on my villagers every day. I mean, there was a while there where I played this game literally every day for probably at least a half hour to maybe an hour to 2 hours to beyond that, you know, just to see all my villagers, getting all their photos, having to go give them a present every day to get all the photos, collecting my fossils to get the fossil museum going, checking in on like who was the resident or the guest that day, so I could like see if it was red, so I could get his fucking artwork for the museum and stuff. Doing all the event stuff, fishing and diving, and so much fucking content in this goddamn game. And everyone's like, oh, there's nothing to do. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? There's nothing to do. There's something to do every fucking day. You don't need to time travel in this game. Just getting all my villagers, fucking Sky. I mean, okay, first of all, Tank and Rocket. I mean, everyone hates Rocket. I don't know why. Rocket's pretty cool. Tank and Rocket, they're like the two perfect first villagers. The only other one I would have wanted was like Mira, the bunny lady or whatever. And I was gonna get her at one point, but then I'm like, you know what? Ruby's pretty cool, and she's a peppy, and I'm gonna get her on my island instead. And that was a great choice, because Ruby is one of the most awesome fucking ones, and she's adorable and so weird, and I love her so much. So I finally have kind of my perfect roster of characters. So we got Tank, Rocket, Egbert, my lazy boy. He's the fucking best. He's adorable. He's given me like 2 or 3 genuine paintings for the museum that I didn't have, and that was amazing. This is KK Bossa, by the way, from the Animal Crossing movie, which is also fucking awesome. Okay, then we have Sky, was my 4th villager, who is amazing, and I love her so much. That's my favorite villager, by far, my wolf, blue wolf Sky. She's adorable. I'm trying to think, who else, who came after that? I don't know. Mitzi, my cat villager, who I have the amiibo card for, is amazing. Tia, whenever I found her, that was fucking incredible. I love Tia. She's also an amazing one. I have so many normal villagers, though. That's the problem. Tia is amazing. I had to let Leopold go for Anka, who's also an amazing villager. She's one of the, what you call them, the, like, sassy, or whatever it's called, Snooty. That's it. Snooty villagers. She's great. Love Anka. She's a really top tier villager. She showed up at my fucking campsite of all things. That's fucking incredible. So glad about that. That's awesome. So okay, there's her. That's 7. Who else? Bam, my fucking little deer man. He's awesome. I love him. Cherry? How the fuck can I forget Cherry? She's the most adorable. She's one of the best Peppy, the little bear, red bear character. She's fucking great. Love her. Love Cherry. Is that everyone? Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm like going around the island in my head. And it feels so bad if I forgot anybody. I think that's it. That's all of them right there. I already talked about Ruby. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, just like all of them, and designing my island was awesome, and collecting all this stuff, collecting all the songs, you know, just playing with my friends, and doing all the seasonal events. Yeah, just all of that stuff. Everything about the game was really great. Figuring out all the little mechanics of the game and like listening to podcasts and being like, oh, you can do this thing. This is a little secret. And like, what? You're like, holy fuck, how did I not know about this? Like, you know, it's crazy. I don't know. So many cool things about the game. It's just really, really amazing. And it just kind of blew me away. And that's why it really deserves to be like the best solely new game that I played this year was this one. And it definitely deserves the 10 out of 10 that I gave it, I think. What an amazing game, and most of the internet would agree on that. I just love it. I love it so much. It's such a fantastic Switch game. It's the game that I put the most time into on the Switch. Okay, you're still not going to want to give me that. Hurry up. Alright. Fine, Mr. Switch. Well, alright. Yeah. I just love Animal Crossing. It's adorable. It's got all the good feels there. Oh, my God. When I got on there for my birthday or whatever, and the emotions, man. Like, I swear to God, like, I was literally crying and stuff. It was fantastic. I can't even, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't had their birthday on there yet or whatever, but man, such an emotional thing. Such an emotional game. There's so many big reactions you get from playing a game like this, and just the slice of lifeness of it. I love it so much. I love Animal Crossing New Horizons. There's just so many great positive things about the game, and it's just a game about positivity, you know? There's no negativeness really in the game, and I think that's pretty cool, you know? So, yeah, I really like it. It's a game you can sink so much time into, hundreds and hundreds of hours. So that is my number 2 game of the year right there. Turn on for me, Switch. Please, I want to see how many hours. How many hours we got into this. But, obviously, that game is number 2. What can number 1 be? Link's Awakening on the Switch. Of course. How could this not be my number 1 fucking game of the year? I know, it's a little cheap, because guess what? You know, it's just a remake of Link's Awakening. I know that, but god damn it if I don't fucking love this game, because I love Link's Awakening. One of the first games to ever, like, really make an impact on me. One of the first games I ever played. I love Link's Awakening. It is by far one of the best, the second best Zelda game there is. It's the best 2D Zelda, without a doubt. It very much follows in the spirit of the original Zelda, and it has lots of similar gameplay mechanics, and it expands upon that. It feels almost like a sequel to that original game, and the Oracle games following feel like even more sequels to that. And I just really, I mean, it is a sequel to that, but you know what I mean? It feels like it feels like the actual sequel to Zelda 1, more so than A Link to the Past and whatever. I mean, that feels like it would even come after, like, the Oracle games, even though that's not how that works, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of progression of the gameplay and whatnot. So I think Link's Awakening is the perfect melding of A Link to the Past and the first Zelda, and you put them together, and you have like the perfect environment on Koholint Island there. It's open, yet it's dense with content and everywhere, and there's a lot of secrets to explore and find. It has that exploration factor from the original Zelda brought back in like such a high regard, and you can bomb walls and there'll be secrets in the walls just like in the original Zelda, except it's a living, breathing world now, and that's incredible. And there's characters, the characters are great, and the side quests are cool. Finding all the heart pieces is fucking awesome. Just exploring the levels and the dungeon design is fantastic. Finding the keys to get into the dungeons and just exploring the whole island is fantastic. It's just, everything's really cool about it. And then there's certain things where it's just like, it's really in the spirit of that Zelda style, where you find an item like the hookshot, and then you can go, okay, yeah, cool, you got the hookshot. But then you find like the flippers, and the whole world is pretty much open to you at that point. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, holy shit! Like, this is so fucking cool, and I really appreciate that stuff. I love the weapons. I love the story, even everything, the music. Oh, the music is so fucking tight. I love the music. You know, a lot of this is applied to the original as well. I love the remade music for the most part. I mean, there's a few tracks that are like not as good to me as the original, but most of them actually, it's hard to say, but they like surpass the original, and it's crazy. The graphics in this version are really great. I still like the original graphical style better, but that's just because I'm partial to it. But they're still really good here. The gameplay improvements here are awesome as well. With the, you know, you can hold multiple items and stuff, and your sword's just on a button. I mean, and that's what it really was. Your sword and your shield are just on buttons now. And you can just hold other items with that and whatnot. So you don't have to go into the menu and switch out as much and stuff. What else? Let's see. I don't know, man. It's just fucking really good. It's a remake of one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's like number 6 or something on that favorite games of all time. We can find out right now. We're not gonna go watch the video or nothing, but I have the list here. Number 6. I got it right. It's number 6 on my favorite games of all time. Only after, you know, Majora's Mask and like some other really fucking excellent games. I think it's rock solid at that number 6 slot. I don't think it's ever gonna really change, you know. Of course, Persona 4 came in and did it, you know, big and got past those 2 games, but and the nostalgia, you know, like, I hate to like say that, but it's like, nostalgia's not bad, you know. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Man, this was like the perfect game to play after Dragon Quest XI, and like getting really like not burnt out on that, but like, you know, really playing that for like such a long time, and then I needed a game to kind of just play after that, that I like already kind of knew, and yeah, this was that game, and I just kind of went through it in like a big 20-hour marathon or something. I think I slept like briefly in between there or something, and then I just woke up and started playing the game again. So it was a really perfect way to kind of start off my gaming year, was playing this fucking classic game that I love so very much, and getting to play the remake of it. So yeah, really excellent remake, really excellent game. I love it. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just amazing. It's fucking incredible. Go check out my review. You'll see more of the nostalgia fanboying coming out. But you know, we're just doing a list right now. So let's see. Okay, so there's the Maybe Village. I had to do the big versions of all of these because the the long versions because Nintendo blocked all the other ones. You fucking Nintendo. Fuck you. Alright. So that was Maybe Village. This is Telltale Heights. Best theme. Fucking excellent. Let's listen to this. Listen to that. That's fucking epic right there. Hell yeah. Fucking A. Damn right. Zelda, Legend of Zelda, or Zelda, Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, the best game of 2020, and one of the best games of all time. But they're certainly at least the best game that I played in 2020. That's technically a new game, you know? It's kind of cheating, but also it is a new game. I mean, it's a remake of Link's Awakening. Yeah, excellent fucking game. So good. So fucking good. Love it. Fantastic. That's a game. That's a game. No, it's a really good game. You gonna turn on Switch? Please turn. Nope. Switch doesn't want to turn. I'll say it in one of my other videos. I don't know. Whatever I'll say it in some video how many hours I played in Animal Crossing. I don't know why, but anyway, I just wanted to yeah, so that's it. This year has been really big in terms of gaming. I beat 30 new games, and some of those were really big, groundbreaking games that I really needed to play, like Final Fantasy 6 and 7 and Dragon Quest 11, Mario Galaxy 2, and all the Mario games, Mass Effect, you know, Sonic 2, that was another big one. I mean, Animal Crossing, that was, I guess, big. Ring Fit Adventure I beat. You know, Pikmin, that's another really big step forward. And Medieval and stuff. A lot of games that I just have really been looking forward to. Heavy Rain and Klonoa, you know, all sorts of games. To kind of getting through and progressing on their series, especially like the Mario series. And I finally got it. I finally, you know, have progressed through Mario. And then a lot of the other series, like, I've been playing through the Uncharted games again, so I can play Uncharted 4, this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just really been an excellent year, and I've been really, really happy with all the games that I beat and all the progress that I've made. And the replays episodes, I'm really glad that I got to review like Tomba and so the Mega Man Battle Network games. And, you know, I'm doing the Metal Gear games. So that's really big. God damn it. Let's see. What else? You know, I sort of reviewed Persona 4. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, just a lot of great, really amazing fucking things. I got to talk about Tomba, I said already, Metal Gear Solid, yeah. So, yeah, you know, both Ready Player books, Ready Player 1 and 2. So, it's just been a really good year for me. Life-wise, I've really gotten a lot of things together. Become more healthy, that kind of stuff. I did, you know, just, it's been a really good year. I know it's been kind of a shitty year for the world, but even in the shittiest of years, video games can still be the shining light that gets you through it, you know? So, yeah. So video games are awesome. And, play video games. I don't know. They're amazing. And I've played 30 really solid games this year, if not great games, or if not some kind of terrible games. The bottom ones are like kind of eh. But really good. At least 27 really fucking good games I've played this year, and that I was really happy to have experienced. I'm actually happy to have experienced all of them, just so I can make an informed opinion on them. But yeah, so I don't know. It's been a great year for gaming. Got a lot of really cool games off the list, off the backlog there. Thinned that down quite a bit, which is awesome. Hopefully 2021 will be just as awesome, and I plan to make it just as awesome with some of the games that I've got coming up. So stay tuned for that. Some ones that we've been waiting to do, like maybe Mario Odyssey, and a lot of RPGs I want to do, and maybe some Sega Genesis games. Definitely some Sega Genesis games, actually. So, yeah. Till next time, this has been JZNES saying keep it classic. Stick around for more reviews, underrated games. I'll see you guys next year in 2020. I'm actually doing this on New Year's Eve, by the way. So just for that, just to put that out there. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. JZ out.